Welcome back to Reviews of Brews, where we try a brew and you get a review of a new TV show or movie. Today's brew is the Sun-Spanked Red Ale from Melvin Brewing out in Salt Lake City, Utah. I was fortunate enough to try this one the other day at Lazy Dog Restaurant and Bar. Something really interesting about Lazy Dog is they have a beer club you can join. Every quarter with your subscription, you get a free 8-pack of whatever signature beers they have on tap. You get a free glass to take home. This beer specifically is really good. I love red ales. That's actually the glass that I got with the subscription. The film we're talking about today is Twisters, the 2024 remake, sequel, whatever. I think this one was actually pretty good. I enjoyed the story quite a bit more than I thought I would. All the main characters in this film are storm chasers, and they all have like different agendas. The main character of the story, Kate, is basically trying to use science to learn how to tame and slow down tornadoes. Glenn Powell's in this film. He's a YouTuber podcast guy whose main focus is storm chasing, like everybody else in this film. The original way that he's perceived by the other characters in the film is just a selfish asshole who doesn't care about anything other than getting views for his videos, and that is actually far from the case. He's basically just trying to raise awareness for tornadoes and the destruction that they cause. He does it in a really cool way. He straight up drives into the tornado. He plants his truck. He uses these things to dig his truck into the ground so it can't be torn up by the tornado. It's really actually kind of cool. But yeah, again, I actually enjoyed him in this film. I've enjoyed him in a lot of the films he's been in recently. The main villain of the film actually has a pretty sinister agenda. Basically, he's a government official that works with this company to track tornadoes to see where the next one's going to hit. So they can basically acquire land and property from people who have lost everything. I wish they would have went more into that because his motives were really interesting and I just feel like they could have done more with that shit. However, Kate's best friend Javi works for the company that is acquiring the data and he's aware of what's going on here. It's an interesting dynamic. It's another one of those things I wish they dived a little bit further into. I will say the acting here is not great. I feel like a lot of the other elements of the film, they make the acting work a little bit more than it does on its own. Specifically with Anthony Ramos, who plays Javi in this film, I just did not believe his performance at all. I think he's a fairly good actor. He's been in Broadway, he's been in a lot of other films that I've seen. I just wasn't really a fan of him in this movie. He didn't feel very believable. He felt like he was just coming in to cash the paycheck, which if that's the case, more power to him. I don't really see them making a franchise out of this, although I do think the sales have been pretty good in this film. So I guess that remains to be seen. The action set pieces in this film are fucking awesome. They use a really cool blend between the practical and the computer effects in this film, so it actually feels very grounded. It feels real. Also, some of these tornadoes are fucking gigantic and they lay waste to entire fucking cities. It is crazy to watch. I'm not from any area in the world where tornadoes are prevalent, but watching this movie, it is fucking terrifying and I can't imagine being caught in that shit. So I'm going to give Twisters 2024 a 7.5 out of 10 pints. I think it was a fun watch. Visually, there were a lot of really cool aspects to it. I think the characters were interesting. It's just the performances here were a little bit more believable. And I wish they would have picked a specific antagonist here to focus on. If you like disaster films, you like spectacle films, I think this is a really fun film. So definitely go check it out. I think it's out of theaters now, but it'll be on streaming soon, I imagine. So a 7.5 out of 10 pints. Cheers.